Well, howdy everyone. Welcome back to personal vlog number 36. I wouldn't necessarily call this one a rant, but it's generally why I need to take parade day off. And here we are. Here we are entering another Calgary Stampede here. This will actually be the 107th version of the Calgary Stampede. Here we are in July 2019. It's been going on every year since 1912, where we celebrate the centennial here. But one of the traditional activities that always happens right here in Calgary is the Friday morning of the Calgary Stampede. It's our big Calgary Stampede parade that happens right downtown. And me personally, I'm not really a big parade guy, to put it away this way. I mean, if I ever for some reason was asked to take part in the parade, I'd be honored, and obviously I'd be in the parade, but I'm talking about being a spectator in that. And I've kind of actually hit my breaking point on why I need to take it off here. I mean, for years I don't have a car, but even when I used to have a car, I actually used to work right in downtown. And obviously the most recommended way to come check out the Calgary Stampede Parade is you take public transit. And of course with that you got to deal with parade crowds. And I generally find all the years that I've taken transit, and why I've hit my breaking point, is that you get too many, obviously you get a lot of tourists here, but I just find you get too many people that either, pack like they're camping in the middle of nowhere for a month. And it's like kind of ironic because they pack everything except for their manners. And then you got too many, people packing on their kids and strollers and wagons here, which, you almost got to wonder about some debate about, they don't allow bikes on the train during rush hour. Yet, strollers and wagons, they all seem to have to come on during rush hour. But it's even worse during parade day. But, it's when you do the everyday grind of working and having to deal with crowds during rush hour here. Parade day is that times 1,000. And, it's definitely where I've hit my breaking point, where it's like I always seem to have to come in to work that day and deal with it. And I mean, now I still work close to downtown, but not right downtown, but close to downtown. But even then, both places I used to work at, where it was right downtown in the vicinity there, it wasn't really an overly busy day. Sure, there might be some small miscellaneous stuff that I could do, but then it's like I could have done that Thursday, stay late, or I could wait till Monday, because a lot of the city shuts down during parade day. Which that's the other piece of it too. Why I always seem to now need to take the day off is the fact that it seems like I always had to work, but then other places you need to go to, you have to sometimes have to wait till afternoon, because there's some places that they're closed in the morning because the parade, even if it's in the suburbs, and then only to reopen like at 1 or 2 o'clock to have a skeleton crew, because a lot of people will just either not show up or take the day out. I mean, heck, if I worked at one of those places that had that, I would too not show up, take the day off, because if I'm not in the morning, it's like, why the heck am I going to come in for a couple hours in the afternoon here? But I also had other opportunities in the past to actually get a prime seat for the parade, and I declined because there was a few times, one of my crummy jobs that I had while I was, grinding through college, and this was long before the $15 minimum wage, where I really had to grind it right through college. But there was times that I worked overnight at a building downtown patrolling, and sometimes they offer, well, if you stick around, you can have a good seat at the parade. But then I always decline, because a lot of the time you're tired at the end of the day and you just want to go home and sleep because you're working overnights, and it takes more work from personal experience to stick to that routine when you're working nights. But you're always tired at the end of the day, no matter when you get off work or night, depending on how you spend it. But then usually I wind up having to work, that night after the parade. So it's like I'm pretty much sticking around longer, just get a prime seat. But, like I said, I've never been a big parade guy, and it's just, for me, it's just not worth dealing with the crowds and that anymore, because I've dealt with enough of them over the years through just general commuting or nature of jobs I had in the past, working security and retail. I'd say this, the only parade that I would be willing to fight with parade crowds, and depending on what day of the week is, I'd take the day off from work, is if it happens during the week. But it would be a Stanley Cup Champions parade, and of course here in Calgary, hopefully there'll be another one, hopefully sooner rather than later, and you never know with the NHL these days, but hopefully if there is another one, I'd be still able enough to go appreciate it. Not talking about, like, let's say if I'm 90 years old and my deathbed old and rotten where I can't do anything and wouldn't even know. Hopefully that doesn't happen either, but that'd be the only parade that I'd be willing to fight crowds and go to. And I still think it's insane that here in Calgary, we have about 1.2 million people live in the city here. And then they say easily you get 200,000 to 300,000 people downtown through several blocks. And I really imagine that recently, last month, it's still actually surreal to think about it, that the Toronto Raptors, when they won their NBA championship, congratulations to them, that they had over 3 million people at that parade. So, I can only imagine that. But, here, you know what happens every year. And the other year that I could say I might have made an exception and gone to the parade was the Centennial year, because that was the year that I definitely went in head first. In the Stampede was the Centennial, because it was extra special and was celebrating 100 years here. But it's a great thing for Calgary and the economy, and keep the Western spirit and hospitality alive. That's what Calgary's known for. But me, I'm just not a big of a parade person, and I try to avoid it all I can, and usually the reason to just have a day off to spell it off, because it's pretty much also the start of summer where everyone else you work with go on some holidays, and usually don't go on holidays till the end of August, so by that time you're really needing a holiday. So try to spell myself where I can here. But what do you feel about, do you avoid parade day altogether, or are you one of those people that embrace it? And if you do, please be one of those people that actually behave yourself as manners. But I don't know, am I starting to get to that age that I'm starting to notice those things, or if people really just don't have manners anymore these days? But that's my take. I'm always going to take the day off on parade day, because unless I have a job where people's lives are at stake and I absolutely need to be there, I'll happily just take the day off and sleep in and avoid it. One last piece I can pretty sure is, if I really, really, really wanted to watch the parade there, now with the advent of social media and people sharing videos, people record a live video as the parade goes on, or the 200,000 to 300,000 people that go to the Calgary Stampede parade. They'll pull up their cameras and record it and post it on YouTube, and I can watch it in the comfort of my home anytime I want here. But as I say, this is personal vlog number 36, and I'll just call it why I always need to take parade day off here. But anyway, this is a break from my usual content on my YouTube channel, as I always do cover Calgary sports here. But I am planning on, if schedule allows, and depending on how sports content comes out this summer here, I'm trying to post a few more personal vlogs here. But if it sounds like everything you'd want to watch, just make sure you like and subscribe and follow along here, and hit that bell icon, and as I'll say, I'll see you in the next video here.